guys, it's Vara, and you guys know that I've been very critical of Yohei Shimbori and the things that he says been saying about Dead or Alive 6 and about the gaming industry in general and how it's changing and how it's evolving due to the audience is changing for video games and their mentality behind video games. And today I really wanted to talk about this particular snippet of an interview, and I had actually shared this on Twitter yesterday, and it got such a good response from you guys. You guys really wanted to see me talk about it, so that is what I am going to do today, and let's just get straight into it. So the interviewer says, while roaming on the internet, we can read here that the game will be less sexy than previous episodes. What is it? And he says, to be honest, we did a bit too much with some costumes in the past. This no longer corresponds to the time in which we live. What you saw today, which he did show some images of Dead or Alive 6 costumes, specifically Christine's biker suit, he said is the farthest we'll go in terms of sexualization, and it's still very sexy. So he's saying the past Dead or Alives, whether or not, he didn't specify if he's talking in regards to the Extreme series or not, or just the Dead or Alive in the past. He's saying that this no longer corresponds to the time in which we live, saying that sexy suits and sexy skins in games and characters in general aren't corresponding to the time, and he does follow up with that by saying, he's questioned indeed, but have you had any problems with Sony on censorship of anything a little too erotic? And he goes on to say, no. As I told you, it is a real desire on our part to stick to the social criteria to respect being accepted at present. And unfortunately, too sexy games are no longer accepted today. I do not believe that in any which way or form. So he is saying any form of censorship or any form of toning down that is going on in Dead or Alive 6 is on their part. It is not because of Sony, and a lot of people were actually thinking that it was Sony and Sony policies and policies in general to get on platforms, because you do see a change, not a very drastic change from Dead or Alive 5 to Dead or Alive 6 in terms of costumes and skins and character busts and such, but you do see a change, and a lot of people were thinking that maybe it was because of these policies, but he's saying straight out, no, it's our own doing, and everything that we want, is being shown in the game, everything is by our own doing, no one else is having an interference with this. And then he goes on to say, it is a real desire on our part to stick to the social criteria to respect being accepted at present, and unfortunately too sexy games are no longer accepted today. I feel like one thing here that all of you voiced to me, that I voiced to you all as well, is this is a video game. This is not a representation or a depiction of anything in real life. We play video games for an experience that we cannot get in real life. That is why we play video games. That is why I play video games, and I don't know why you're saying it's too sexy. There are more sexual games out there where the characters do look more sexy. Dead or Alive, yes, it is a franchise that has a lot of fan service. The characters are very sexy and very revealing, but that is the nature of the game. If you want to make a more realistic fighter where all of the characters are dressed appropriately for situations, that is not Dead or Alive. That is adding alternate skins into the game, or that is just simply making a different game, making a different franchise. Sexy games are accepted today. The problem is you are trying to cater to a different audience, which we have seen. You're trying to cater to an audience that will not buy your games, that probably has never even picked up one of your games at GameStop when they are browsing. And that is the problem, is that making your games catering to these type of people, they're already not interested in your series. You have to cater to the people that already purchase your series, that are lovers of your series, and that is not what they are doing with Dead or Alive anymore. And then the last thing that they said is this also related to the fact that some costumes were banned in tournaments? And he said, again, no, it was not our concern. We were just guided by a certain moral sense. It sounds here like they have been receiving a lot of hate, or they did in Dead or Alive 5 or previous installments, with the fact that people are not happy with how sexualized the characters are. And unfortunately, like I said, these people are not people that are going to buy your game. You should be catering to people that are interested in your game. This really upset me because it's a fan service game. That's the way that Dead or Alive is. And if you're not giving them the fan service, they're going to go to a different franchise, and now they're going to have a bad light of your game because you just keep changing your statements and changing what you're saying the game is. A lot of people thought that they were showing less fan service to try to cater to that audience, though that is not the case. They are legitimately going with this, and they are just proving that time and time again. The release date of this game is coming up on us quickly, and I am definitely not purchasing this game now. There's been way too much back and forth, and I'm just not interested in it anymore, but you guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you guys plan on picking up Dead or Alive 6? I think this is going to be the last of the trilogy that I have made on Dead or Alive and talking about Yohei Shimbori, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on, do you think that it is not part of the social norm anymore for games like this, and games cannot be too sexy anymore? I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, and of course if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either which way, but I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys again really soon.